For over a decade, 300 Blackout has been the undisputed king of suppressed shooting, the quiet king, the subsonic sovereign, the round that convinced thousands of dudes that they absolutely needed to buy that suppressor. But lately, everybody is saying that the throne is up for grabs. First came the 8.6 Blackout, the bigger, meaner, older brother created by the same guy that helped bring us the 300 Blackout, Kevin. Then Hornady showed up with this, the 338 ARC, and basically said, what if we hit harder than a 300 Blackout without needing the AR-10 platform? So today on POV, we are going to find out who makes the best subsonic caliber. Find out if 300 Blackout is still relevant compared to the new guys in town, the 338 ARC and the 8.6 Blackout. We're going to be doing some penetration testing with plywood, drywall, and of course some kinetic energy testing on a Water Malone using a Phantom high-speed camera. Hopefully by the end of this video, you guys can make an actual decision on if you want to stay with 300 Blackout or upgrade to one of the newer guys. All right, guys, this video is sponsored by War Thunder, an amazing free-to-play multiplayer game where ground vehicles, aircraft, and Navy vessels fight in dynamic battles at locations across the world. If you're into military vehicles at all, I'm talking ships, tanks, jets, helicopters, anything at all, this game has everything. What I like about War Thunder is how detailed everything feels. The vehicles all handle differently, the battles feel chaotic in a good way, and the damage system is honestly one of the best parts about this game. You're not just shooting at random health bars either. You take out tracks, engines, fuel tanks, ammo racks. Every shot actually matters depending on where you hit. The scale of the battles are huge. You attack enemies on the ground from your tank while other players fly overhead in jets and helicopters, creating a truly immersive battlefield experience. Using military technology spanning over 100 years, from classic smoke screens to state-of-the-art thermal vision devices and active radar homing missiles. The 9th Wave update just added new aircraft like the American F-16C Block 52 and the Soviet MiG-29M, plus the updated water graphics that honestly look ridiculously good in gameplay. So if you want to check it out, War Thunder is free to play on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Using the link in the description, new players and people that haven't played in 6 months or more can get bonuses including 100,000 Silver Lions and the special Eagle of Valor and more. And if you're on mobile, War Thunder is also free for iOS and Android. Check it out with the link in the description below. Thanks again to War Thunder. Let's get back to the video. All right, for penetration test number one, we're of course going to start with some drywall. We got spacing in between each sheet of these. How many sheets are in here? 15. So if you've ever seen videos like this, you know that bullets tend to tumble. So we're shoved up against the berm right here. We expect it to either divert slightly left or slightly right. But I don't know. We're going to find out. So we got a Phantom high-speed set up over here, starting with 300 Blackout. All right, 300 Blackout up first. So it didn't tumble, it didn't divert, it stayed perfectly straight through that entire thing. Like, look at this end piece right here. Zero tumbling of any kind. That perfectly punched through absolutely everything. Bullets coming. Dang. That looks sweet. Oh, literally didn't move at all. Sick. 338 next. All right, next up, we got a Gibbs 338 ARC. We'll just go a little bit lower. Wild, dude. Subsonic does not give a shit. If you don't want a bullet to divert, it's very impressive what a subsonic caliber could do. That stayed perfectly straight again. I bet 8.6 does not though. I suppose that could have just been where I was standing, but like if you see the distance right there, I might have been standing up. It starts to divert to the right a little bit, but that could have just been me not standing in exactly the same spot. Because that bullet on the high speed looks like it stayed completely in its original path. All right, now we got 8.6 Blackout. Dude, what? Zero diversion again. If anything, it was like slightly more dusty. I mean, a larger powder charge makes sense. So the drywall told us absolutely nothing, but now we're gonna step it up to something that should in fact stop or divert a bullet. This is some plywood. 15 sheets of plywood. So hopefully we can see a bullet actually stop. All right, first up, 300 Blackout. Gonna go high. Going.
Still made it through everything and hit our dirt berm right here. Didn't divert at all. It maybe started to keyhole just at the end here. Wild, dude. All right, 338 arc plywood. That one diverted over to the left a little bit. A lot of it. That one immediately keyholed. I started with a nice center punch. See it start to tumble right here. Here, about here, it was totally sideways, and then it barely clipped this piece and then hit right here in the dirt. All right, 8-6 blackout. Everybody ready? What? I seen the bullet hit high right here on the berm, so I assume it diverted a little bit. You can see it here. Yeah, you can see it completely sideways right here, and then here it diverted a little bit over to the right. Pretty neat little patch job. All better. All right, now we got all the boards condensed. We're gonna start with 300 blackout and see if we can actually get a bullet to stop, just because I'm curious. 300 blackout up first. All right, 300 blackout up high. Hit dirt. Zips right through. 338 arc, a little bit lower. Hit dirt. It's insane how well subsonic calibers can just carry through anything you feel like hiding behind. It went straight through. It's crazy, but it did. All right, now we got the whole stack of drywall with the whole stack of plywood. Hopefully we can get something to stop. Now stop. Entry. Still going, still going, still going. Okay, so all of the drywall. Boom, boom. They're all stuck together. I wonder where it could be. You see it peeking through the... high-powered nail gun. There you are. Oh my goodness.
Well, now we know how Nick got Excalibur out.
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You know what I mean? Holy cow. You could reload that again. All right, we got a couple extra pieces now, so hopefully we can stop the 338 and the 8.6. 338 up first. And stop. Boom. I'm just gonna find the stock boards. There it is. That was the same thing. If we didn't have those extra 3 sheets,
I would have made it.
that would have made it through. Oh, that's hot.
Excalibur.
I win.
So does that mean that Nick gets to make a wish and you just get, nothing?
Story of my life.
All right, we're 2 for 2. Can we stop an 8.6? All right, now we got 8.6 blackout. Good?
Yep.
Stop. Certainly not in any of this. Oh, it's right here.
I bet that's warm.
It is indeed a little spicy.
So he continues to try.
But if you do it fast, then it doesn't hurt, obviously. 8.6. Dude, them all barely stopped. There you go.
Hey, this one looks really cool. I can feel it melting my skin.
Ow. 300 blackout up first. Exactly how I expected it to be with a subsonic caliber. It'll just kind of punch a pinhole through it. But internally, should have all been turned to jello. Yeah. There's your exit hole. The round slowed down significantly and hit the bank up here. So there's your 300 blackout kinetic energy. Now again, speed is what gets the reaction. When you shoot a soft tissue like a 223 would explode a watermelon. Since these are all subsonic, you can expect kind of the same results. Gonna see who has the bigger hole at the end. Next up, 338 arc. That was a hell of a lot more eventful. Blew it up a little more better. 8.6 blackout. Just a slight little pinhole through that entire thing. Not affected at all. Pinhole here, it didn't tumble or divert straight through that shit. That's crazy. Literally does nothing to it. That's why this thing is so good at penetrating. It doesn't divert or tumble. It's just like a high-speed drill bit. The twist rate in these barrels is absolutely crazy, so that thing is just spinning at Mach.
Jesus.
Yeah, Mach
Spinning at Mach Jesus.
Now we got some other melons. I don't know, hopefully we actually get a reaction this time. $300 blackout melon, kind of the same thing as the watermelon, really. It just kind of zipped through it and carried out some of them. 338 arc. Entrance. Exit. Didn't do a whole lot of anything. It's kind of like an 8.6 blackout, right? We're gonna test the sound signature of all of these guns. Wild, dude. That sounds so good. 300 blackout. Significantly a little poppier. Like the 8.6 was definitely more tolerable. This doesn't sound bad by any means, but it's nothing compared to the 8.6. The 8.6 is like, sounds like somebody snapping a figure. All right, now we got the 338. Now, obviously, all of these cans are different. They all got different barrel lengths, so that's not gonna really tell you a whole hell of a lot. The difference in ammunition, bullet weight. Obviously, if you want this thing to be more quiet, you can do that with a different can and different ammunition. But out of these three so far, the 8.6 was definitely the quietest and the heaviest hitter.
So before we get too deep into the nerd stuff, let's talk some pros and cons of each of these calibers. If you guys are deciding whether or not you want to get into the subsonic, suppressed, cool guy, AR platform type shit, we do got some new options on the market. If 300 blackout may not be your best option anymore. Let's talk about 300 blackout pros and cons. Obviously, it's got the cheapest ammo of the three. It's got the largest ammo selection by a mile, huge suppressor capability. It uses the standard AR-15 platform. Parts are very available. You can find parts for these things literally anywhere because 300 blackout has been around for a long time and it takes mainly the same parts as just a regular 223 AR-15. It's got the most proven track records, easiest cartridge to find locally. I mean, I think Walmart sells this shit. The 300 blackout is the obvious choice for somebody that's just now looking to get into the game, just because you don't have to fight to find your ammunition or the parts needed for your gun. 300 blackout is just the safe option. Is the best. Now let's talk cons. It's got the lowest energy. It's got the lightest projectiles. It doesn't carry energy as well at a distance, and everybody already has one. You don't want to be the guy who shows up at the range and say, look at my 300 blackout. It's the exact same as yours 300 blackout. Or maybe you do, because then you can just take some of that guy's ammo. I'm kidding. Don't be that guy. So I'd say the biggest upside for 300 blackout is that it already exists. Everybody has a 300 blackout platform. If you want a new barrel, handguard, whatever, you have so many options. If you just like to build random shit, 300 blackout is probably the best option. Now, if you already have a 300 blackout or 10 of them, I don't know, none of my business. One of these next two might be a better option for you to step up your game a little bit. Now, let's get into the 338 ARC. Before we do that, I think Hornady did this as a big fuck you to Kevin, because it kind of makes sense that Kevin would have done this eventually. It was like 300 blackout, 8.6, and Hornady's like, wait, you missed a spot. I feel like Kevin could have done that, and he probably would have done a better job. But anyways, pros and cons, 338. Pros, it is based off an AR-15 platform. It's got more energy than the 300 blackout, heavier bullets, better retained energy at a distance, excellent subsonic performance. It doesn't require the AR-10 platform, which is a plus because you save some monies. And it's more of an efficient design than the 8.6 blackout is for many shooters. Let's talk cons. Ammo is not available everywhere yet. Like, it's pretty difficult for me to go out and find ammunition for this. Luckily, I have a local Shields, and Shields carries everything. It is, however, more expensive than 300 blackout, quite obviously. It's a new caliber. They kind of monopolize that market a little bit. There's only a few manufacturers making it right now, whereas 300 blackout, every manufacturer ever is making 300 blackouts, so they have to fight each other a little bit to have the lowest priced ammunition. 338 ARC does not currently have that issue, so there's There's fewer factory loads, there's fewer barrel manufacturers, and there's a much smaller aftermarket. So I mean, completely up to you. I think the performance is there. 338 ARC is a very capable round. It's definitely better in almost every single way than the 300 Blackout, other than availability. If money is not an issue for you, if you like to go out there and plink, it sounds better, it hits harder, and it does utilize the AR-15 platform, unlike the 8.6 that requires an AR-10. Whether that's a pro or con is completely up to you guys. I truly don't mind. I think it looks cooler. The boombox is just big, and Q did something really incredible with their stuff. It's not your normal typical AR-10 platform. They did their own thing, and it's a very light and it is such a good rifle. One of my favorite rifles, actually. But anyways, let's get into the 8.6 pros and cons. The pros, it's obviously got a lot more energy on target. It's got the heaviest bullets, the best terminal performance. It is an outstanding hunting cartridge. Like, if you guys follow Q on social media, them guys are constantly over in like Africa doing big game hunts in that round. Damn. If you're on Pepperbox, G-Van, show some. If you're not on Pepperbox, you should be, because then you can see cool stuff like that. It's got the highest twist rate. It's coming in at a 1.3 twist, which is ideal for that SBR suppressed platform. It's a cartridge legitimately designed for that specifically. So obviously it does pretty good. And it sounds fantastic suppressed. I think this is the best sounding subsonic rifle caliber that I own. I love shooting the 8.6. I have the Q-Fix chambered in 8.6. That is one of my favorite guns to shoot. It's just very pleasant. Can't hear a whole hell of a lot when you pull the trigger, and then it sounds like a fucking Honda Civic crashing into a wall at 100 yards with that fucking round. Now let's talk about the cons. It's got the most expensive ammo, the most expensive rifles. It obviously requires the AR-10 platform, which is fairly expensive. It's by far got the least amount of ammunition available, because the people that have an 8.6 rifle buy the shit out of it. As soon as somebody says, hey, we got some in stock, gone immediately. And it's not like I can go to Shields and get 8.6. Nobody carries it. It's very hard to get your hands on, because not a lot of people other than Q make the rifles yet. Like, there is a few companies that are doing like bolt actions and other AR-10 platforms, but it hasn't gained a whole hell of a lot of traction yet, because it is an expensive thing to build. So the market's not huge for it right now. So basically the ammunition and the price of everything to be set up is your con with an 8.6. But my personal opinion, I love the 8.6. I think that is by far the best subsonic caliber out on the market. There's just so many drawbacks. It's very expensive to have. It's very expensive to shoot. But man, the cool factor is just off the charts. I love having the boombox. It is one of my favorite guns to just like, if you got a buddy coming over to shoot with you at the range and you hand them an 8.6 Blackout boombox, they're like, I love it, but it is very expensive. So which one wins? Honestly, I don't think any of them lose. If you already own a 300 Blackout, I don't think the 338 or the 8.6 is enough of an upgrade to justify throwing everything else away or starting over with your build, switching over optics or your D-ball or whatever. I think your 300 Blackout is going to satisfy your needs. Now, again, if you have multiple 300 Blackouts or just looking to up your game a little bit, I think getting into these extra, these larger calibers is awesome. It's fun. I love the 8.6. I don't have too much time with the 338, and I haven't done a whole hell of a lot of testing other than this video. Now, other people in the industry that have tested the 338 absolutely love it. Another fun fact, the 338 does have more foot-pounds of energy around 300 yards than the 8.6 Blackout. So the 338 hits hard as shit. It is a very good round. Now, if you want to stretch it out past 300, obviously it dips out a little bit quicker than the 8.6 does. The 8.6 still does have energy over the 338 and obviously over the 300 Blackout as well. But I'm really liking this 338 round. I think I'm actually going to get a build done that I enjoy. That Gibbs gun kind of is dog shit, to be honest, but I want to actually take that round seriously. I want to get a good build and I want to actually test this caliber. But I want to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Are you taking 300 Blackout, 338, or 8.6, and why? Thanks again to War Thunder for sponsoring today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below. We'll see you next time.